Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about right from dictation, which is a very important listening question, and overall also in the whole test this is one of the most important questions. So we'll talk about the common misunderstandings in this particular test along with the right strategies and techniques. How many extra words could be added? So this is a very common question. Can I add extra words? If I can, how many extra words can I add? Is it right to do it? Is it not right to do it? We'll talk about that today. How to write numerical values. So another very important thing that you need to keep in mind is when you hear numbers in your right from dictation sentences, how to write them in the right way. Can we write contractions? So can we write it's rather than it is? He will rather than he'll, I will. These are all different words. You have to be careful that when you're writing it in the right form. Do we need to write British English spellings or do we need to write the American English spellings in this particular question? So we will talk about all of this along with the strategies. My name is Taran and I am one of the senior teachers at Study Hub PTE and IELTS classes. Please like and share this video and other videos that we do very often now, and also subscribe to our channel if you have not done so far. Let's have a look at the scoring for this question. So this is how it is scored. So on the top you can see it says listening and writing. So it is giving you score for your listening and writing modules. In this particular question you get partial scoring. That means you get the score for whatever you have written. You'll get 1 mark for each correct word spelled correctly. Now two things there. The word should be correct and the spelling should be correct. You will get 0 if the word is incorrect. Even if the spelling is right but the word is incorrect, you'll get 0. Or you have the right word but your spelling is wrong. This is how this question is scored. Right method. So let's call it a 3-step method. It's a very popular method, but it does not work for some people because they miss the steps in this particular question. So I'm going to talk about that very important step that is very commonly missed in this particular strategy. Step 1, you are starting with writing the first letter of each word. As soon as you hear the sentence, take your pen and paper and write down the first letter of each word. For example, the right from dictation audio was, the placement test for mathematics and statistics is conducted every week. So I've written the, T from the, P from placement, T from test, F from for, and so on and so forth. I know it's going to be difficult initially. Trust me, before I mastered this technique, I practiced this technique for about 45 minutes continuously. Not doing anything, just taking notes. Initially, you will start with taking 2-3 words and slowly it will improve to 4-5 words. And trust me, with time, you are seasoning your brain. You will be able to apply this strategy with much more confidence and much more efficiency. Now, step 2. This is the most missed step. What people do is as soon as they write the first letter of each word, they straight away start typing the word. Now remember, our memories work in different ways. So when we listen to a sentence, it is stored in our sensory memory. The things remain there only for 3, 4, 5 seconds. The moment you preoccupy your mind with something else, you will forget what it stands for. So always make sure that as soon as you finish writing, go back and quickly revise that sentence that you heard. Now once you revise it, it is going to be there with you for 4-5 minutes. If you miss this step and you straight away go to the 3rd step and you start writing it, most of the time students forget what T stands for, what F stands for, what C stands for, because they did not revise it. So please make sure that you really focus on that 2nd step where you're quickly going to revise the sentence based on your notes. Let's talk about some very effective approaches that you could have in this particular question. When you're writing your sentence, before you decide whether you want to write extra words in that particular sentence, double check if the grammar aspect is helping you. For example, let's say you have taken these notes here and you're expanding this sentence into, the placement test for mathematics and statistics is conducted every week. Now, mostly what students do is, I don't know whether it was test or tests. I don't know whether it was for or of. I don't know whether it is and or, is or are. So in this particular question, your notes will tell you what they are. So for example, here I'm saying I, that means this I is. Here I've written T, that means it is test. But you may be confused whether it is test or tests. Common perception is people just go there and write both the words. Now before you do that, look at the grammar aspect. In this particular question, your test will remain test because we are writing is in this particular question. We are talking about singular, therefore it has to be test. It cannot be tests. It cannot be with S. So mindlessly you're just adding certain words is not going to help you. Where it doesn't help you, okay, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to write. In that case, you can add couple of extra words, but not too many, 1 or 2 extra words. Otherwise, it is going to affect your score in one or the other way. Let's look at another one. So here, it's the confidence and it's an optimism that now I have. So over here, if you look at the words here now, here, if you look at A, I don't know whether I should write a or an. Again, apply the grammar understanding because the sound of the vowel. So because when we say optimism, we are using the sound of the vowel, and because there is sound of the vowel, this cannot be a, this has to be an. So similarly, trust me, if you apply these understanding of subject verb, if there is has, it has to be singular. If there is have, it has to be plural. So if you apply this understanding, most of the time you'll see that you don't have to add extra words. You will be able to resolve this without adding extra words. How to write the numbers, numerical values. So whenever you hear numbers in your sentence, you need to make sure that you always write the spellings of the numbers. But how to write the spellings of the numbers is also important. For example, you hear 8, this is how you should be writing it, E-I-G-H-T. 21st century, this is interesting. So 21st century, because 21st is one number. Therefore, you need to hyphenate this number, 20 hyphen first, then century. Similarly, if you hear 25, so 20 hyphen 5. If you do this, rather than writing 25 with hyphens, you write 20 and 5 separately, the software is going to detect it as two different words, 20 and 5. Why to risk it? When there is one word, make sure you hyphenate those two numbers in there. If it is 20th century, doesn't matter, but if it is 21st, 22nd, 25, 27, make sure whenever one number, you need to make sure you use the hyphen bit. Writing short forms or contractions as we call them. Now this is another very common misunderstanding. No, you can write anything. As far as spelling is correct, you will get the score. Remember what PTE says. You get the scores if the spelling is right and the word is right. Now if you look at this one here, I apostrophe LL. I'll is not same as I will. Number one, I'll is one word, I will, it will be two words. Similarly, it's with apostrophe S is not same as it is. You'll, it's not same as you will. So you need to make sure that you need to write what you hear. Mostly when you are hearing something with I and you, mostly it will be contractions. I will, you will, I have, you have, I am, you are. So it will be I am, I apostrophe am. You are, you apostrophe re. With other words like he, she, they, mostly you have to write the full words. But with I and you, if you are in confusion, the easiest or the best way over here is to make sure that you write the contraction for those ones. Please be mindful, they are not same spellings. British and American English. Now again, PTE does not have any issues. You can use either British English or American English. But within that one question, don't mix the spellings. You can easily Google these spellings, but I'll just give you a quick understanding of how it works. For example, you want to write the organization flag was placed in the center. Now the word organization can be written with Z. It can also be written with S. The word center can be written with ER, also written with RE. Organization with Z is American. Therefore, you have to write the American form of center, which is ER. Globalization with Z, it will be American. Meter, ER, it will be American. The address of the parlor was missing. So again, address, ADRESS is American English. So the spelling of parlor should be PARLOR, not LOUR. Now if you go to the British English, this is how it should be written. The organization flag was placed in the center, RE, or the address of the parlor was missing. So please Google this. British and American English spellings, and you will be able to see the words. Be mindful of the spellings. There are not a lot of them, but it is always good to have a quick look at those words, and when you hear those words in your actual test, make sure that you're doing it in the right way. Now some additional tips before we close it off. Always take notes for this question. In this particular question, you get the scores for pretty much every single word that you're writing. So it is important that you don't want to miss that the, that off that for in between somewhere or replace it. So always take notes, and take notes using the effective method of doing it. Always manage time well in the listening section. Now I've seen people missing their scores because they were not able to complete their listening questions. So less importance to less important questions, and more importance to more important questions. I've done a separate video about understanding the PTE structure and which are important and less important question, and also a study plan video that you can watch on our channel that will help you to understand what are the questions you need to focus on so that you can manage your time well in the listening section. Always proofread every single word that you have typed. This is very, very important. Don't be overconfident. When we are typing, we make typing errors. So make sure that you're always proofreading whatever you've written. Double check every single word, even the spelling of the, is, of, for, to make sure that you're, and that will only be possible if you have enough time. So manage your time. Go back to the second step again. Always check the grammar aspect. So before you start adding the words or before you submit, double check that grammatically your sentence is correct and it is making sense. Always practice using a desktop keyboard. So when you're practicing, I'll recommend always use these type of keyboards during your practice sessions, because in actual exam this is the layout that you're going to get. So if you practice using this layout, you'll be more confident with this layout and you will make lesser mistakes in your actual test. I hope that was a helpful video. If you want to look at our different types of courses and other helpful videos, you can go to studyhubonline.com and www.studyhub.net.au. You can also give us a call on that number, or you can send us a WhatsApp message on any of those numbers. We'll be more than happy to reply to those. We do have the option to go for trial classes. If you're planning to take the course and you're not very confident, it is always good to go for a trial class that will help you understand whether this course is really for you or the way teachers are teaching is really helpful for you or not. Now, please like and share this video, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have really loved this video. We will be doing more videos. Feel free to send your comments if you want us to cover any particular topics. Thank you very much. Take care. God bless you all. Bye-bye.